man, Alex. How are you doing today, sir?
Ready for victory.
Huh?
Ready to win, obviously.
I'm glad that we got the rivalry of the wild card game theme correct, even though we didn't talk about it at all.
Even though it shouldn't be a wild card series, but that's a
Oh,
argument for another day.
so I agree wholeheartedly. We have had this conversation at work. Um, I also felt the same way about the Tigers Guardians. For the record, I think you shouldn't have divisional matchups in your wild card if you can avoid it. Obviously, if all your wild card teams are in the same division, first of all, that's a division that was raking, I guess. But like, you shouldn't have just all divisional. I like seeing the division series where you're traveling to both stadiums. So either change how they do the wild card with the 3 game series so that you play at both stadiums, or do what you can to avoid divisional matchups in the wild card. Obviously, I like that they're doing it the most fair way possible. Hey, you are 6th place, you're playing 3rd place. But it's one of those things where it feels like you're taking away from what could be a fantastic series because you don't have Fenway Park involved at all. Or in an alternate future, you wouldn't have Yankee Stadium involved at all in a Red Sox Yankees series, and I think that's just atrocious. 3-0 Padres, by the way.
Uh, I got Cubs 2-0 bottom 7, sir. I have the game on
I'm
right here.
sorry, Cubs 3-0. I
I'm a
read
pitch
wrong.
behind. All right, I'm probably a couple pitches behind, but
I I read the sports score bot wrong. I'm sorry. I want you to know this is how I've been watching them because I don't have access to ESPN. So as much as I am a Yankees fan, I have not been able to watch the games. So it's a little disappointing. I won't lie. Um, I'm still rooting for the Yankees. Like I'm checking the scores. I'm actually. I don't know about you, but in high school, I remember we'd have study hall or a library class or something last period of the day, my freshman year. And what I did during that class period every day during the fall when it was getting near the end of baseball season, and then at the in the March, April, May, June, whenever I had that class, I was on ESPN.com and I was watching the game cast
cast.
that way,
Yeah.
where it was just the generic batter and it showed if they were a lefty or righty, and then the result of the hit. That's how I watched so many baseball games in high school, and it's weird to say that's how I watched it because I was just staring at the computer screen. But that
Oh,
was
that was a middle fastball too. Jeez.
so. I'm a little bit disappointed that I'm not able to watch the game, but I'm amped to say the least. The Yankees have the prospect of moving on. Obviously, I'm wishing nothing but I'm wishing for a good game. Like overall, I want the Yankees to win. Obviously, I've been a Yankees fan my whole life. Um, of course, I want the Yankees to win, but if they can't win, I want it to be a good series, and I think it has been. I mean, when you split a series,
Yeah.
it's automatically a good series, uh, especially when it's not like a shutout each way. And then the other thing is MLB The Show. This is sort of irrelevant, but incredibly relevant at the same time, if you can believe it. They did vouchers like they did for the All Star break, and the first one was pick the winner of the World Series, and it had the wild card matchups. It's just one of these wild card teams. Of course, I picked the Red Sox Yankees wild card matchup because again, I think the Yankees will win. And then the other one they did was for the actual World Series, just AL NL. So I picked AL for that. So if the Red Sox get knocked out and the Yankees get knocked out, I'm hardcore on the AL train to win the World Series, especially after the Dodgers won last year.
Is that how you feel about the Red Series too, or is that just like you know?
I was
I feel the
so I only
I
like
feel like the
vaguely checked the scores because again that game was a little those games were a little later. Like the the 8:08 start time, like the 8 o'clock start time, is the absolute latest. That's like a good,
yeah
like watchable on the East Coast, honestly,
yeah because then
because you're
like
tired. So like
I,
also,
it's like
I will say this with the wild card. I understand that they're trying to accelerate play and everything, but what they should have done is with the four wild card series, instead of having them all play 3 days in a row, they should have had every other day. You should have had one AL, one NL each day. So instead of it being straight days of up to 4 games, it should have just been up to 6 days of 2 games, so that the Guardians and Tigers didn't play at 1 o'clock on a weekday on weekdays. You know,
I mean I get it for like
I mean, obviously they played at 3 o'clock today, but
yeah because if the Reds took either the first game, it would have been the same layout 3 days in a row. So it's like if you're working from home and you have the games on in the background, like you're watching what 11 hours of baseball at that point
yeah, and I
once you
mean,
get to the end of the West Coast game. So
yeah, and I think it's brutal because like obviously Guardians Tigers played at one, what was it, like 105 or 108, probably knowing
it's like yeah, it's like oh
baseball.
I think everything's been on the eight so far. Yeah,
But like sitting there at work, and like I have a coworker that is a big time Guardians fan, and he would be watching the game like on off his phone or whatever. That's fine, whatever. I really don't care. But like it sucked because it was at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. Like that was, I felt bad for Guardians fans and Tigers fans. Almost worse for Tigers fans because that game doesn't starts at noon
oh
Central.
that's a noon start, right? Yeah,
Yeah, which I mean, I guess you're on your lunch hour, so you can watch the first half of the game. But that's just that was bad. I'm not a
because
fan of that.
this is the first year of the series, right? If I'm not mistaken, I thought it was
No, no,
first or
no, no, no,
second.
no, no. It's the second or third of the series.
'Cause,
I can't
I
remember
mean,
100%, but I know that this is not the first.
because they kind of slid the change in, kind of like subtly to from what I
This was
remember it.
the.
But it's
I
like
did see something that it was the first year that you've had 3 of the wildcard series go to 3 games. So that was good. That was
yeah,
a good change. But but again, I think they need to make another change. They need to trust me. I'm not all about extending and making the teams that won divisions rest too much, but
yeah,
I think I think extending it with the potential of being over 6 days, or maybe what you do is you do the first games 1 and 2. You do alternating for the first 4 days, and then you do a fifth day where any game threes would be scheduled.
yeah. No, I'm
Because
with that.
like again, you're extending it by 2. You're extending the wild card round by 2 days, which I understand. That's 2 days is not a short amount of time. I'm well aware of that. But I think it would give you the option to, especially when you have something like Red Sox Yankees, you could travel between the two venues for the 3 games. If you have a wild card matchup that's close, give each home base one chance of a free game, or not a free game, but a home game.
I can only imagine with that kind of layout you just gave out, like kind of what your little neck of the woods would be like. Just amplify it. I'm assuming it'd be opening day, just amplified.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be an awesome experience for people, for fans, especially in cities like Cincinnati. Right? They haven't won a playoff game since I don't know when.
Oh, he was
I think I saw
Ooh, that might have.
it was a long time ago. I honestly want to say I thought I saw something like it was 95 or something stupid.
But I mean, I think with the team they have though, like I'm going to my point on the Reds is that they lucked into the Mets falling out. So like I don't think the Reds are really ready for that moment yet.
Uh,
But hopefully
so I
that kind
think
of leads to a point where they spend a little bit
I think
just
they
to
also
make
got
it
a
the whatever piece you need.
tough deal. I think going to LA, playing those late games, I think that also has got to be a tough deal.
Yeah.
Because what they finished their season up in
Sunday, I think.
Milwaukee,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah, it's only a 2 hour difference as opposed to a 3 hour difference coming from here, Cincinnati. But I wonder how much that affected them. At least game one. Also, Shohei Ohtani, I know, turned around like what was it, like the first pitch of the game.
It was like the fourth, but he didn't miss it.
Regardless,
Like,
he turned around like one of the first pitches he saw, one of the first pitches done of the whole game for Cincinnati. And I think, again, you have a team that doesn't have playoff experience playing a team that just won the World Series.
yeah.
That's relevant. Unfortunately,
The fact
that
that
is completely relevant.
Well, I think it's just the fact that Dodgers are playing on the first week of the playoffs too, because they're usually in the Phillies position because the Phillies
Yeah.
have the bye going to this weekend, but it's like the Dodgers will be there, like they've been there and done it. The Reds haven't been there and done it, and they're kind of they're representative of both ends of the spectrum for playoff teams. You can have the young team that's never been there and done it, with the team that's been built with guys that have been there and done it. So that's what you saw there. So I
I was
wasn't
gonna say.
surprised that it was quick.
I want to
It
say,
was
look at playoff experience um, on the Dodgers. You have obviously there's a lot of guys that were there last year, but Shohei
yep.
specifically,
Mookie.
Mookie, who has what he has at least 2 World Series now, right? Because he was on the 18 Red Sox, wasn't he?
18 Red Sox, and then yeah,
And then
three.
last year,
Yeah, three now.
you have
Freeman.
Freeman, you have Teoscar Hernandez, who's an amazing baseball player.
Yep.
Um, although I feel like
Kike. Yeah, Kike Hernandez.
yep, just you have my favorite player, Miguel Rojas. I did a whole like scouting and player development project on him in college, and one of the coolest like guys to look at because it's not necessarily his offense you look at for him. Honestly, I'd say he's pretty average when it comes to MLB players as far as offense, but his defense and the fact that he is just an actual utility guy is insane to me. Like, you want to talk about what wins championships? Obviously, great pitching, great defense, great offense, but having a couple really good, or at least one really, really good utility guy, I think that's up there as an underrated aspect that'll help you be a championship contender.
Yeah. But I think I was listening to the Reds games on my way home from class on Tuesday, and it's just the way that just listening to the call, you could just hear the call kind of dictate how that series was going to go.
Mm-hmm.
Is Hunter Green is very good at throwing the baseball, right? I'm not going to doubt that at all. But it's like the pitch you were talking about that Shohei hit out, that wasn't down the middle fastball. That was inside where Shohei's hands would naturally come through the zone.
Mm-hmm.
Bro just took a 100-mile-an-hour fastball on the hands and hit it out. Like
Shohei's a freak, like in the best way.
Yeah,
He's a freak.
like so when I was in Colorado, Dodgers were in town. I'm like, let's go see this Shohei guy. Let's go see if he's good. Yeah, no, he hit a homer for me when I was there, so it was cool to see that. But just like to see he's my face of the MLB. That might be the face of the MLB discussion is one we should have at some point. But
yep, and I think you can take it from a couple different angles. I don't want to get into it tonight because I want to actually like
No.
think about it a little more.
Yeah.
I think you have. I think you definitely have each division. There's at least one guy that you're like, oh, he's the face of the division. I think the NL West,
Yeah.
by and large, is probably Shohei Ohtani. And I say by
I
and
mean,
large, and
that
probably because
that'd be hard to convince me otherwise. You know what I mean?
I think Corbin Carroll could be that guy though.
He's number two.
But
Like,
he's number two in what, his second year in the MLB, third year in the MLB,
yeah,
maybe. Like
third. Yeah.
you're comparing a two-way player who's very much into his MLB career, played professionally in Japan, to a literal kid. So
Yeah.
that's I think I think in a couple years you could actually be having that conversation. Which the Diamondbacks were a team that fell off this year. It felt like, by the way.
Yeah. That's kind of like how baseball is too. Is like with those teams that what are they 2 years out from a World Series run?
Yeah,
About
yeah. Because Corbin
because
Carroll was a
like
rookie in
that's
that one, I believe. So that's why I think he's
yeah.
in his third year. I think this was his second full season though.
Like that's gonna happen though. Like look, the Rangers they won the World Series and they fell off the map a little bit. They were in the hunt for a little bit, but they've cooled down since then.
I won't lie to you. Again, as a Yankees fan, we talked about this when I was in Boston in July. How I was afraid in July, Independence Day weekend. I was like, I don't know if the Yankees are going to make the playoffs. They're going to go from being in the World Series this past year to not even making the playoffs. I said this to you at Fenway Park. I don't know if you remember it, but I said this to you at Fenway Park when we went to the Red Sox game on the 2nd of July.
Because that was when they were still trying to figure out who they were, right?
I was looking at it, I was like, how are the New York Yankees, a team that has actually unlimited money, just like the Dodgers, a team with actual unlimited money, how are they playing such middling baseball right now that they might not make the playoffs? And that was no shade at the Boston Red Sox, at the Orioles, at the Rays, at the Blue Jays. But the Yankees outspend everyone except probably the Dodgers. So,
It was like
and also it didn't help that the Mets were incredibly hot at the time too. And this might be a hot take, but I won't lie. I may be a Yankees fan. I may have grown up in Boston, but I was so much happier watching the Mets miss the playoffs than knowing the Yankees had to play the Red Sox in the playoffs.
that's actually valid. But
And
do you base that partially on you working in and amongst the Reds crowd, or is that just
no,
totally aside from that?
no. I've had this opinion for a while, even before I moved to Cincinnati. Like, I think I have always had a soft spot for the Red Sox because I am a native of the Boston area.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, like, I'm happy for, like, my dad, like, he's a huge Red Sox fan. I'm happy when the Red Sox win at the end of the day. It sucks because it means the Yankees aren't winning, but I'm happy for you, for my dad, for all my friends that grew up Red Sox fans. Am I going to talk shit? Of course I am. Am I going to be like, well, someday you'll catch up to the Yankees? Like, of course I will. Like, I think that's a given. But there's a part of me that's like, I am happy to see fans that have weathered so many bad years. Because, let's be real, there were a lot of bad Red Sox teams, especially before our lifetime.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for my dad to get back. But there was always something, like, I like the Mets uniforms. Like, there's a lot of Mets players. Mike Piazza is one of my favorite players of all time. I love Carlos Beltran. But I think it was one of those things where it's like, especially this summer, I noticed a lot of, like, Mets Twitter, or X, rather, was, like, talking about how, oh, we're the team in New York because we got Soto, we got this, we got that, right? So there was part of me that was like, I want to watch them miss the playoffs. I want to watch them, like, fizzle. Like, this must be what it is like to hate the New York Yankees. In my mind, that's what I was going through. And I've had that opinion off and on, like, when the Red Sox, or when the Yankees play the Mets. I've had that opinion off and on. But I think...
Here's the thing, though. Right? If you look at when was the first Yankee title of our lifetime? Was it 98? Because they did
My
98,
lifetime's
99, 2000.
96. Because I would
All
be
right, so
alive
let's
for the
start.
96 one.
But since I'm 97, they won in 98 too, right?
They won in 98. I don't believe they won in 97. I won't lie to you.
They had no, they had So let's use 98 because we were both present on the planet for that time, right? So they had three P. They had the 3 and 4 years. Or oh no, they had 5 appearances in 6 years from
So
98 to
I
03.
pulled up the whole list. Their
All
wins
right.
are 96, 98, 99, 2000, and 09.
All right. So let's use,
So
for the sake of my
we'll
argument
start
here, let's
we'll
use,
start at the 98 one, right? When they beat the Padres.
yeah.
98 they beat the
So
Padres. 99 they beat the Braves. 2000 they beat the Mets. 01 they lose in 7 to the Diamondbacks. 03 they lose in 6 to the Marlins. They win in 6 in 09 against Philly, and then last year obviously they lost in 5.
so I'm gonna use 98. So let's go 98 to last. Let's go 98 to present, right? So it encompasses all of our appearances and wins and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep, I'm pulling up the Red Sox right now because I assume that's what you're.
Yeah. So no, there's another point. I'm gonna pose another question at some point, but right. So 98 to 09, you guys are. That's when the Yankees are spending money like consistent. Here's here's your saying. The Yankees have built a reputation of just being a team in the playoffs. You can kind of lock them in to be in there, right? No matter where they
Yeah.
fall in the fold, they're in. Whereas the Red Sox would get hot for like what? So
There's a lot of
04 to
missed the playoffs for
07.
3 years in a row. So
Yeah, then
going back to 1998, I'll pull up the whole Red Sox playoff history. Like the Yankees, I only pulled up World Series appearances. So it's a little bit skewed. But 98 lose divisional series, no wins. 99 lose championship series, no wins. 2000, 2001, 2002 missed the playoffs. By the way, 2002 last time the Angels won a World Series. Let's let that be out there.
there's a deeper reference for newer watchers, but
Yes, I think the team I hate the most is the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
or whatever they go by now.
I'll use their legal name. I'll use their government name.
That's a
It's what it feels like.
they change it every 3 years, but it's like it's the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim is just it rings a bell with so many fans now.
It's their government name. um, 03 obviously Red Sox Yankees. Yankees beat out the Red Sox. 04 Red Sox win the World Series. 05 Red Sox lose the individual. They miss 06, they win 07. 08 they lose in the AL Championship. 09 they lose in the division. They miss 10, 11, 12, they win the 13 World Series. They miss 14, 15, they lose in the divisional 16. They lose in the individual 17. They win 18, they miss 19, 20. They lose the AL Championship Series in 21. I forgot about that. Who did they play? Is that the Rays one?
That was the divisional against the Rays to play the Astros. What?
01 was the AL Championship. Or 21 was the AL Championship.
21 was the 21 was no. So I was at the clinching game against Tampa to play Houston.
Oh yeah. Okay, sorry, it's Houston. You're
Actually, me and a bunch of other coworkers from the Pirates were there, and we all didn't know that until like we all were in the same room.
And then 22, 23, 24, obviously the Red Sox have completely missed the playoffs. This year, currently in a wild card round with the Yankees.
So, with all that on the table, right? And obviously, the Yankees spent money in all those windows, right? You can make those windows into whatever you want. From World Series to World Series, whatever you want to call it, right? The Yankees always there, whereas the Red Sox are kind of more.
14
it
out
felt
of
like
25 years. or
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
All that
14 out of
28.
yeah, 14 out of 28 exactly because it's 2000, 2001, 2002,
Yeah.
06, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, so 14 out of like the 28, the Red Sox have missed the playoffs. The Yankees, on the other hand,
So
have missed the playoffs. I just pulled this up. Going back to, I will go even further back. Um, 94, obviously, there's no postseason, right? Since that, the Yankees have missed the playoffs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 5 times. Most recently being 2 years ago.
but they still had a winning record that year, right?
Yeah, they were 82 and 80.
Okay.
The
So
Yankees have not had a losing record since, according to this page, they have not had a losing record since 1992. They were 76 and 86 that year.
okay, so again,
By the way,
riding the consistency of their playoff run, their playoff consistency is what we're ripping this whole little angle on right now. All right, so
is
Red
1990
Sox
or
more ebb and
78?
flow, but also the Yankees, they're known to throw money at people, right? Like you know that, I know that.
Yeah,
Bothers me,
everyone knows that.
Sox fans, but
That's
it's
and
like
like I understand that's why a lot of Sox fans friggin' hate the Yankees, and I get that. I respect that. Like outside of the great rivalry that's been built up between the two cities, the two teams, that I think helps fuel the fire. And like
yeah, no, it really does.
it's funny because like I'll be out here defending the Yankees spending all this money because they're not deferring contracts. Like as much as I'm fine with the MLB being like, hey, you gotta like, here's luxury taxes, here's that. They gotta do something about the deferred contracts, man.
Yeah. That's
Specifically,
another
the
topic that
Shohei
was
level
table.
deferred contracts.
He's got to be the most extreme example of it because usually most guys it's only maybe no more than 10 million
Oh, and I mean,
each year.
there's probably guys. If I looked at the Yankees payroll, there's definitely guys that are probably deferred. But like, it's
Does
so
Judge?
extreme. Is Judge? I don't know actually.
No, I feel like we would have. I feel like when he signed his deal, he would have. They
I
would have said that something was deferred. They usually do that.
I was gonna say I thought he actually signed like all his money like as part of the deal, which again, I'm fine. By the way, I'm fine with how much money the Dodgers threw at Shohei Ohtani. That's not what we're talking about here. What I'm
I,
talking
mean, I
about
think
is
you're paying for two players at that point. You know,
yeah,
you're
I
paying
don't
for
care.
Shohei the batter and Shohei the pitcher.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I don't care. If you want to throw $1 billion at a guy and you have $1 billion, you can throw at a guy. Do it. But I don't like that. Using my example, I know it's not the exact example. I don't like that. Hey, I am Team X, and I'm going to offer you $1 billion, but I'm going to pay you $2 million a year for the rest of eternity instead of paying you for the 10 years of your contract or whatever. That's what I don't like. I could care less. I could care less about how much money it is. Like if you wanna go up against luxury tax, if you wanna go up against this and that, that's cool. Like do what you wanna do, but don't defer the contract for so long that like the dude's gonna be 86 before you finish paying him. Again, I
Yeah.
know that I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I'm exaggerating to prove my point.
Yeah, and I think the question I wanted to ask because I'm gonna preface it. So you know how the Red Sox owner group has money in other sport properties. So like they have money in Liverpool, and then I
The
think they have
only
money in the
Boston-based
Pittsburgh
sports team
Penguins.
I'm a fan of, Liverpool FC,
Yeah, so Liverpool and the Penguins are all getting money from Fenway Sports,
and
which
obviously the NASCAR team as well.
yep. So yeah, so all the properties that John Henry and company have is pulling money at uh, whatever percentage of it gets split where I don't know, but
And
yeah,
also,
that's
I
the
will
main
say for
complaint
the
with
record,
Red Sox fans.
as someone that does actively watch the EPL, um, the money is definitely probably traveling farther going to Liverpool. I know that was a big example people were pissed at a while ago. I think the money going to Liverpool is actually materializing much nicer because the EPL is such
Yeah.
a big money game.
Oh
Whereas,
yeah, no, but do you know if because the Steinbrenners have had the Yankees for generations, but do they have money elsewhere outside of Yankees and whatever properties that go with it, like the Yes Network and all that kind of stuff?
I know that they were at one point invested in NYCFC, and I know Manchester City is as well. That's partly why they played at Yankee Stadium.
But they're not like. So I don't know. Like I didn't look at it, but I don't know the stake that Fenway has in Liverpool and all that. But
I believe
there's
it's
majority.
a majority stake. I will look that up real quick. Yankee Global Empire.
Because
I'm looking up what other. I'm looking up what else Yankee Global Enterprises owns real quick.
yeah, 'cause I know they like, but the just like I'm just gonna kind of riff on it. But I think like the money disparity we were kind of talking about with how Fenway allocates their funds towards Liverpool and everything else, like
So
it wouldn't be as equal.
so the current subsidiaries of the Yankees Global Enterprises, who own the New York Yankees, are Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network. They own 26%. Legends Hospitality, they own 33% of that. And segueing into like I don't know how much you look at Teamwork Online, which obviously as you know is kind of the major job board for sports jobs, at least like on the offices side of things. Um,
Yeah,
Billions of I feel like not billions, tons of jobs. Billions is obviously an exaggeration. Um, Most of the jobs I see that like come across are like Legends Hospitality has an opening here for X management of thing. So that's one that I see a lot. NYCFC, the Yankees own 10%, or Yankee Global Enterprises owns 10% of. Um, and then AC Milan, they own 10% of, and then they own Steinbrenner Field down in Tampa.
all right. So
And
they're
Yankee
they're
Stadium.
sti- so
Obviously, they own
okay. So
Yankee
that's my
Stadium.
point, right? Is my point. My larger point being is their stakes in other teams are so low, right? That the money that they'll send to those to AC and NYC FC isn't as much as where Liverpool is getting their money from,
So
obviously.
right now, according to again, I'm using Wikipedia because I didn't have time to search this out in a better way. Fenway Sports Group owns their subsidiaries are the Boston Red Sox, Fenway Park, Fenway South, which is what JetBlue Park,
Yep.
Liverpool, Pittsburgh, 50% of Rouse Fenway Racing, Boston Common Golf.
That's you know what that is? This is the indoor golf thing.
Yep. Uh, 10% of the Woo Sox,
Yep.
the Fenway Sports Management, the Fenway Sports Real Estate, Fenway Music, and 80% of Nesson.
Yep.
So it's a very different. Um,
But I think what the frustration of Red Sox fans is on the money side is that you see Liverpool making all these big money moves. So I think the correlation is like, oh, Henry's putting money here that because we're always trying to play catch up with with the Yankees in spending, right? We'll have years where just whoever we have, just they all have fantastic years on the field, but it's always going to be like, you know, you know how it took so long for us to sign Devers just to get him out of town.
Mm-hmm.
Henry's afraid to give the money to those kinds of deals now, just because of like David Price being one. Uh, Padres are on the board now.
Yep.
But my point being is like Yankees fans never have to worry about a lack of spending in the way that Red Sox fans look at it in comparison, right? Because that's just how the economy of baseball has changed. To where you look at the Padres too. They've been big spenders. They're in the playoffs. The Dodgers are in there. Phillies are in there. The Red Sox are in. You kind of take this a couple ways, right? Because Garrett Crochet got a very much now well below market value deal for how well he pitched this year. Roman Anthony got a 9-figure deal. So it's those 9-figure deals Henry's kind of reluctant on. You like actually have to convince him to rationalize the amount of money, right? Whereas the Yankees, Aaron Judge, we'll give him what 40 a year, 36 a year, whatever the math is on it.
Well, so like I think part of the reason it's pretty easy to watch, going to transitioning here to soccer for a second. I think it's very easy to see Fenway Sports Group pitching what feels like a ridiculous amount of money at the Premier League. It's because all the Premier League clubs do it, right? There's,
Yeah.
I know for a while the Premier League had a financial fair play thing, which basically meant like the amount of money you generated helped determine the amount of money you could spend. Um, so Liverpool is quite a historic club. My all time favorite player for soccer players, period, stop, played at Liverpool. So that's kind of cool. But it's one of those things where it's like you have to pitch money because you have to stay competitive. Because unlike American sports, you can get relegated. If you finish bottom two in the Premier League, you're not in the Premier League next year. You're in the championship. Like, you don't want to do that because you lose the ability to go play in the the UEFA Cup. The FA Cup year-long tournament, like, just the way European soccer is set up, it's one of those things where you're gonna be spending your money if you can, because you just want to stay competitive. And obviously, Liverpool won last year. Like, they were the champions, and I hope that they're the champions again this year. Will they be? I don't know, but it's still way too early to tell. It's only October.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. Like, most sports are like, oh, it's October. Like, you should be able to tell something. Nah, man. Like, it's only October.
All right. Let's just want to pivot to the main event tonight, and that is obviously the AL Wildcard wrapping up in 8 minutes.
Yes.
Touch on that, then we'll get on.
But so I'm interested to see where this goes, how this goes. I think I'm amped that we did get a Red Sox Yankees series in the playoffs. I think the world is healing when the Red Sox and Yankees play a wild card or a playoff series. I think it's proof the world is healing.
I want to rattle off a very statement I think is a bona fide fact, but I will let you finish on your point first.
That was my point.
Oh, fire. So I think if I were to, so my whole thing is right. I think Red Sox Yankees not in the playoffs not only magnifies the rivalry to the height that it's at, right? But it's always should be in a best of seven series, but it's going to be a 7 game series.
Yes. I think
Anything less than the of seven doesn't feel right because it
I was
doesn't
gonna
hit
say
quite as the same, right?
I think I'm gonna disagree with you. I think a minimum 6 game series hits right, but 4 or 5 in a 7 game series is you feel cheated when it's Red Sox
Yeah,
Yankees. And there's probably other rivalries that those fan bases say the same thing. We can only talk from the Red Sox Yankees as Red Sox and Yankees fans. Like, I agree. I want it to go 7 always. I mean, I want the Yankees to sweep the Red Sox. Let's be real. But if it's not gonna, because it's not gonna happen, I want it to go to 6 games minimum. Hopefully 7. Like, I want to have that excitement, the drama, right? Like, that's
yeah.
why we watch sports. For
Is
lack of a better term, that's partly why we watch sports. It's for the drama.
and that's why the 0304 playoff series. That's where I go. It's probably where you go. It's probably where all the fan bases go because that was probably one of the peaks in the rivalry. There's tons of peaks and tons of valleys in the rivalry, but 0304, maybe the 2 or 3 years after that,
Oh, I
it's
think
kind of like the one of the more recent peaks after. And then the last couple of years, it's been heating back up for sure.
I was gonna say I think Aaron Judge and honestly Aaron Boone and Alex Cora being guys that played for their respective teams during that 0304 height, as you mentioned, I think that's helped fire it back up a little bit.
I feel like I don't want to put the years on it, but it might have been maybe 14 to 17, maybe where the years where there was kind of a lull, there's kind of a valley in it, so to speak, where it's like the Sox weren't in it for a few years, but the Yankees just kind of rode the plane that they always ride.
So I like
So
to
it's like,
compare it to the fact that I'm a Yankees fan and I'd go to games at Fenway Park most of the time. I can tell you I agree with the 14 to 17, or actually 14 to 19. It was dead. I could go to Fenway Park without fearing for my life. Like, I hate to say it that
so
way, but that is the best way to describe it. Like, I knew that no one was gonna mess with me. I was just there to watch a baseball game. It was literally like watching a White Sox and Red Sox game. Like, pretty inconsequential baseball game.
yeah, it was like obviously I think this is going to be one of our social clips of the week, but it's just that you know there like I think you and I are both attesting to the fact that there was a definitive valley where there was no spark in the rivalry. So it's like they play each other, they're resuming the rivalry. It's like they're not trying to throw a fastball at each other's heads and then start brawling immediately after.
But yeah, like,
Like that.
I agree with that. Also, to take your point completely, um, like I said, like going to Yankee Stadium or Fenway Park rather, there was no like, oh, I'm the outsider here. Like, yeah, the Red Sox and Yankees played a few playoff series in the times where it was kind of a dead rivalry, but it was nothing like. I went to Fenway Park for the first time during the '03 season against the Yankees. I watched Jason Giambi hit a home run 2 rows in front of me in the bleachers. I had a guy sitting behind me offer $300 to cheer for the Red Sox, to write me a check for $300 to cheer for the Boston Red Sox for 1 inning. I told him, respectfully, no thank you, sir, but with a little bit more Boston on it. I was also 6.
I remember
But like,
so my grandfather my my dad's side of the family's from New Jersey, right on the other side of the state line, right?
mm,
And my grandfather would take me to New York City a lot. I was like 7 and I wore a David Ortiz jersey. and we got stopped by a bunch of NYPD officers. Just like, he got the wrong shirt on. He's got the wrong shirt on. I'm like, no, I'm from Massachusetts. Like, I'm just like, I'm 7. Like, like,
Well,
I think,
so Boston cops would do that to me too, and
yeah,
that was the thing, right? Like the rivalry was so good then that you had the city cops like playing into it a little bit. It's like for the children.
yeah, it's just like when you have a rivalry like that, when everybody's getting involved to it, that's how you know like
You've made
it's going
it.
right. Yeah, and it's like now I feel like if the way we're kind of like on that, I feel like if we're not at a peak yet, we're about to be. So we're kind of climbing the mountain again with it.
I want to
But
know how I think we're
I
on
think
the come
tonight's
up.
game is going to be a. I don't know.
Oh, I agree. I think tonight's game's gonna be it. But so 2022, before I moved out here, I went to a Red Sox Yankees game. It might have been 23 actually when I was home for the summer. I went to a Red Sox Yankees game at Fenway. Now, me being me, I tend to walk to Mission Hill to get on the green line. Don't do that. That's stupid. But that's not here or there. Uh, and walking through Mission Hill with this Yankees jersey on, mind you, I was like, I might die tonight. The Red Sox Yankees rivalry is back. That's what I was thinking as I just have my headphones in, I have my head down, and I'm walking to the subway station.
I feel like so. The reason I want to talk about the game today, not only because you know it's on, but I think the fact that we have 2 pitchers that are making their first playoff start in arguably the biggest playoff rivalry and one of the biggest rivalries in the sport. Like you can't make like both pitchers have something to prove tonight, and that's what's going to make this game very electric, despite like kind of what some people were saying.
Oh, I agree. I agree 100%.
And
I'm a
the
Cubs
Cubs
fan. I'm
just
not going
won.
to be able to watch it.
All right, Cubs move on.
Yep.
So, um, not shocked there on how the NL side played out. Um, but I do think it'll be a closer game than a lot of people will realize.
I think it's going to be a one-run game. It's Red Sox Yankees. That's the playoffs. It's a do or die game. It's either going to be a one-run game or it's going to be like 10-0. There's no in between.
Yeah, no, that's what makes the Red Sox Yankees so great is that you like take the regular season stats out of it because if they meet the playoffs, it's basically a new season, right? That's the playoffs in any sport. You have that new season mentality. So now the Sox own this year, but that hasn't meant anything in this series because
Again,
the
just
Red
looking
Sox.
at scores, right? Box scores, watching using the ESPN website, like the little ball strike thing, like I said at the kickoff of the show. Uh, Sitting there watching it, I'm just like, these games are close. Like, that's the thing. The games are close. It's not a blowout.
No,
It's close. Every pitch is gonna matter, which is kind of, I think, your point, right? These are 2 young pitchers that have to prove themselves in one of the most storied rivalries in baseball in a do or
sports.
die game.
I'd go all of sports, not just baseball.
He said they've now all converted.
It's in the conversation for
So I can watch the
all
first 3
sports, not
batters
just
live
baseball.
via X, so I have it on right now. So
But again, I think so. For me, we'll probably debrief this next week. So
we'll
I don't want to
definitely talk
go
about
too
this next
far
week.
into the conversation, or whenever we do this next time, right?
No, we have next week, and then we'll be
So,
off for at least a week.
yep. So, my thing here, right, is
Jared Duran is 1 for 7 this series.
Again,
It doesn't matter though. He's
whole new. Again, new season, right? That's what I'm saying. It's a new season.
even above that.
Like this is his first playoff exposure. He was on the 21 playoff roster, but he didn't play. So
Even above
that's the
that,
difference
though,
here.
Alex, I think you get into a do or die game. What's happened in the playoffs to this point doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's one game, one pitch, one at bat. That's all it is.
This is NFL playoffs now, right? You have one game. The other two don't matter anymore. You have one game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I like hot take why I like a series and hate the NFL playoffs. Because I hate the one and done. Lose 2 out of 3 times, great. You proved you were the better team. You didn't just get lucky once. You know?
Yeah. Again.
Yep.
Again, baseball. That's why I love baseball more than most sports. Is that the littlest, the single one call or one viewpoint on a play has so much of a momentum swing in a baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
Like same thing in other sports, but in baseball specifically, where like, if you put a pitch in the wrong spot, it could be game over.
Oh, I agree. I think also the fact that you have a lack of a clock.
Yeah.
Well, now there's a little bit of a clock in baseball, but
you don't have like a set timer. Or you don't have like an inning can run for 25 minutes, and whereas like in a quarter or a period you have a set time.
Yeah, hey, we're playing for 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever the time may be. That's insane. Also, this is a slight hot take, but I think it's been pretty true. I don't know how Matt Shaw did for the Cubs, but Ben Rice played great yesterday, and I'm hoping the Yankees.
I don't want a Ben Rice legacy game. I don't need that in my life right now.
I'm hoping
I know
the Yankees pitcher also does well, because then we can at least say that the New England kids, they showed up in the playoffs.
I think the pitcher went to Northeastern, if I'm not mistaken.
Yankees pitcher, yes.
Yeah. So I had a teammate's younger brother got drafted out of Northeastern this year too.
Northeastern's not a bad school.
If you're Division I, you're good.
I was going to say, this is my hot take on professional sports. If you are playing at a minor league level or above, like you are a professional athlete, you are arguably very, very good at your sport. That's my take.
All right.
The way your eyes look, you're like, is that it? Is that all you got?
All right. Do you want to conference guess?
Yes, sir.
Call it or?
Yeah.
All right.
I got a nice short one for you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 schools. It's the NE10 men's ice hockey 2006-2007.
So with a 5-team conference, where does the extra strike come in? Does it come in with majority or
It's majority, so you get 3.
Okay.
And
NE10, so that
I will.
NE10, that's Division II, right?
Yes, it is the only Division II hockey division, pretty much.
But that doesn't dictate region, right?
No.
Does it dictate region? Can I give you that?
It's the NE10. Figure it out.
What the hell?
What region of this country uses NE?
Use your glove, idiot. Use your glove, Ben. Sorry, Ben Rice dropped the foul ball.
That's fine. It is what it is.
Okay, so let's go. NE10.
What region of the country?
This conference can't exist now. Wait, Franklin Pierce had to be in there, right?
Franklin Pierce is one of the 5 schools.
All right, cool. Assumption?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm
So
not
I have
lie. I think you have one more that you'll get pretty easily, and then I think the actual last two might take all 4 of your strikes.
So the one school I'm between one because I know they're D1 for hockey, so I know hockey's kind of weird. You could be a D2 school but be D1 competitively, so it's kind of weird. But I don't know the year in which the school did that. So I'll throw Merrimack in there. If I have to take a strike, we'll just do that.
Merrimack is a strike. They're not in the NE10 for anything.
All right,
Merrimack's
were
been a
they
hockey
D1
school
at that
forever.
point? Okay.
Or it feels like forever.
Yeah. I was trying to St. A's and some.
Yep, that was the last one I thought you were going to get.
Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking in the right scope because I know when I toured Merrimack, Lisa and Franklin Pierce, Merrimack was transitioning to D1 at that point anyway. But Franklin Pierce, at least for baseball, was trying to move up.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Can I rule out the state of Vermont, just in general?
I wouldn't. Give me 1 second.
Because UVM's Hockey East too, so I wouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where.
You cannot rule out the state of Vermont.
Okay. That helps. That helps me at all, but. So, I want to say Southern New Hampshire, but I don't think they have a hockey club.
Is that a guess you want to make?
I mean, I have an extra strike to burn, so we'll burn it if we have to, right?
Yep, so you're officially making Southern New Hampshire as a guess.
Yep. So
yes, that is correct.
Oh, okay.
You need one more school.
You said not to rule out Vermont, but now that's tripping me up so bad right now. Because
I forgot this school exists.
Oh, that narrows down the New England schools that shut down.
No, it's still open, to my knowledge.
In the state of Vermont?
Yep.
So outside of UVM, UVM's been, I'm assuming, D1 forever.
Yeah, UVM they've been a Hockey East school for ever and a day and a half.
All the other Vermont schools I know are D3. Like Castleton, I know is D3. It's gonna be the Vermont school, and I'm gonna guess another school in Mass. There's no my luck here.
Well, it's hard because honestly, that kind of northwestern Mass and southern Vermont are basically the same thing. So
it's based, yeah. I think of AIC. It's just another D2 school that I know, but.
So, fun fact. That's wrong, but AIC is in the NE10, just not for men's hockey. They used to be a D1 school. They've gone back to D2, but I don't know what conference they're going to be in for D2 starting this year. But they were a D2. They are for other sports in the NE10.
Yeah, I just see that. See, I knew that. Yeah. Oh, the tall man's up, so he's probably going to strike out because you can't reach the outer half, but that's fine. I was kind of thought processing AIC for the record. That wasn't a guess on any part.
Okay, I'll give you that farm for free then. I thought you would guess it.
No, tall man's only hit singles, so he's not good at hitting. But you got under that one. All right. See, now I'm trying to run through like schools in Vermont that I know. But it's like that's gonna trip me up so bad.
You have to go.
You have that like. Can I rule out any state right now aside from like Rhode Island?
Think about it. You have one school left. I told you don't rule out Vermont. Have you named a school in Vermont yet?
No.
You can officially rule out the rest of New England.
Oh, so it's Vermont. Fuck.
Yes, it's a school in Vermont. I can also tell you I know one person that went to this college. She was my technology teacher in high school. Which is probably why I forget this school exists.
Champlain?
No, it's not Champlain. I know a lot more people that went to Champlain College.
Alright.
That's 2 strikes.
Oh man, we're gonna be here all night at this point. Union's New York. Might be one.
Union's also a D1 school.
Yeah. Castleton's D3 for everything. Norwich is D3 for everything. Southern Vermont doesn't exist anymore. You're asking me like I toured colleges in Vermont, which I didn't do, by the way.
I actually toured just Champlain. It's the only one in Vermont I toured. Would you like to trade one of your extra strike for a notable alumni of this school?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to.
I won't lie to you, the notable alumni probably won't help you.
It's fine.
Tom Corrin, the host of the Red Sox coverage on Nesson, went to this school.
Tom Karen?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that didn't do anything. Ooh.
How well do you know the Nesson presenter of Boston Red Sox coverage's history?
That narrows it down so much more after that.
The only I want you to know, I was going through this school, like I'm on their Wikipedia page. I'm going through the notable alumni, and that's one of the only 2 on the notable alumni that are sports related.
Are the rest like politicians and actual smart people, or is it like
Ready? I'll read you
whoever?
what their things are. I won't need the names. A Roman Catholic bishop, Baghdad bureau chief of the New York Times, NPR, Pentagon reporter, humanitarian assistance and disaster response specialist, Marine Corps officer, prisoner of war, Medal of Honor, Vermont House of Representatives, the mayor of Montpelier, Vermont Supreme Court, Maine Superior Court, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, neuroscientist.
See, now the military is making me think Norwich, but that's not right. So
you have a former commissioner of the Big East Conference. That's an alumni.
Again, that
it's mostly like they do
important things.
They do things that help people, like the real world, more than. I'm now clicking on the list of colleges and universities in Vermont, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, including Vermont law.
That's like 8 more than I thought there would be.
Oh wow, this is in like a weird part of Vermont.
Is it like?
It's in like New York,
Cal-
Vermont, but also like
Oh,
Canada,
that
New
is-
York, Vermont.
So it's like in that top left corner that no one touches.
Yeah, you could say it's in the top left corner of Vermont. It's in fact, um, it's in fact near Lake Champlain, so you weren't super far off.
Oh wait. Oh,
You have one
Plattsburgh?
strike left. Is your last guess Plattsburgh?
yeah.
SUNY Plattsburgh is your last guess.
I thought there was another one right.
Plattsburgh's in New York, buddy.
I thought.
SUNY Plattsburgh is not in Vermont, and it's not the right answer. The right answer is St. Michael's College.
Oh my god. That's the one I was like omitting from my. That was the one I was omitting from my brain
It's
too.
the
Jesus
most irrelevant
Christ.
college.
No, it was like the one I was omitting too, because I know people that went there too. I'm just like,
But was my assessment correct? Where it's like, this is
like,
like
people who have done important things, not sports. Yeah.
but the whole list of colleges in Vermont is Bennington College, Champlain College, Community College of Vermont, 12 locations. Landmark College, Middlebury College, Norwich, St. Michael's SIT Graduate Institute, Sterling College, UVM, Vermont College of Fine Arts, Vermont Law and Graduate School, Vermont State University. There is a Vermont State University. I did not know that existed.
I almost guessed Vermont State is a joke.
There are more defunct colleges than active colleges in the state of Vermont.
That actually makes way too much sense.
But yes, SUNY Plattsburgh is in Plattsburgh, New York. It's a state university of New York, and it's not in the state of Vermont. It's also a D3 school.
It's fine.
I almost gave you the State Universities of New York conference, but that just sounded cruel.
I almost gave you the state conference of Wisconsin one time, and then I realized that I'm a human being with a soul. So
For the record, the other kind of fake good guess, AIC was one of the fake good guesses. The other one's Bentley, who play D1 hockey but are in the NE10.
yeah, exactly, yeah. Because I know there's a lot of New England schools that do that, where they're like D1, but they're D2, but they play up for specific things. So.
And then
All right, I don't have a conference for next week, so I'll just drop it on you next week.
all right, just give me like a day or two so I can look at like the conference's website. If you could get it to me by like Sunday, that'd be huge.
Yeah, for sure.
But
right,
Southern
buddy.
Connecticut also would have been a good trap card, because that rounds out the conference. And AU.
All right.
Oh, El Delfini.
Yeah.
Friggin' hate that school, just because of their name. Any last thoughts, Alex?
No, that's it for me, man. I'm gonna watch the rest of this game and play some Harry Potter. So
Alrighty.
about it.
Go Yankees, and have a good night, buddy.
Hey, you too, bud.